Hi, I'm Ryan Garvin. I'm from Salisbury, Maryland. You're watching Delmarva Life.
Can't wait to get out to the beach this weekend.
It's going to be so good and so hot.
Yes. Well, we've been talking about spending time outdoors this summer, and with the July 4th holiday coming up, that's exactly what many people plan on doing.
But when you're constantly in and out of the house, it can be so easy for those pesky mosquitoes and flies, all of them to come back in with you. Well, that's where the Magic Mesh promises to help. As a matter of fact, the company says that if your hands are full or if you have a forgetful family member, you can still let the fresh air in, keep the annoying bugs out. Seems to promise a lot. So we put it to the test.
When it's warm, you'd love to open every door and let fresh air into your home. The trouble is, you'd end up letting lots of bugs into your home as well. Now there's Magic Mesh, the new type of screen door that opens easily and then magically closes itself behind you. That makes it great for pets too, because instead of scratching and whining, they can come and go as they please.
All right, now you've seen the commercial. We've got the Magic Mesh, and we're going to put it to the test. And to help us do that is our very own Brian Spiros. Thanks for inviting us into your home again.
Glad to have you.
Well, shall we give it a shot?
Let's do it. Come on.
Brian and his wife Sarah enjoy the outdoors, and the Magic Mesh seemed like a great solution. But they're not the ones who would reap the most benefit.
Basically, we have the glass slider, and we like going in and out of it, but the dog is the biggest culprit because she likes going out, but then 5 minutes later wants to come back in. You let her in, and then she's over by the door again looking at you because she wants to go back out. So you have to keep getting up and opening the screen door to let her out.
So what are you hoping this will do for you?
I'm hoping it will, stay closed so that bugs can't get in, but yet it will allow the dog to go in and out as she so chooses.
Now, are you a tool guy? I mean, if this takes a whole lot of tools, are you?
I'm a tool guy in the sense, like, if I have to hang a picture or make little tweaks to things, but if it requires, like, a lot of tools and a lot of labor, then I would be more apt just to not put it up.
And you really don't want to hire somebody to?
Not for this, no.
Okay.
I mean, that's embarrassing. Calling, can you come install my Magic Mesh?
Okay, so what do you think? How's Sarah going to do with this?
I think she will like this too. She has a tendency to like to go out on the balcony, water the flowers, sit out there. And she won't close the screen behind her. So there's many times I have to say, close this, it's not a barn, you're letting bugs in. I'm thinking she'll like this because she can just walk out and it will close behind her if it works.
All right, well, let's open it up and see what we got.
All right.
So with hopes high, Brian opened the box and pulled out the Magic Mesh along with the hook and loop fasteners, and last but not least, the instructions. After reading them thoroughly, Brian laid out the two panels on the floor, matching up the magnets and determining which end was the top. Then it came time for the hook and loop strips that had adhesive backing, which made it possible to attach the Magic Mesh to the door frame. Of course, just to make sure it was done correctly, the one who would probably use the Magic Mesh the most made sure that Brian did it right. Once the hook and loop strips were attached, it was time to find the center of the opening so that the panels would separate in the middle of the door.
So it's 36. Half of 36 is 18. All those years in math class finally paid off.
Brian aligned the right side panel with his center mark, then did the same with the left side panel. So the moment of truth, will the Magic Mesh work?
Wow, it closed.
Now for the most important member of the family, putting it to the test. It took Keely a few times to realize that it was different than the screen door.
Come on. Come on. Yay! You did it! You went through!
And with a little patience, Brian was able to teach Keely in just a few minutes how the Magic Mesh worked. So, time to see what Brian thinks of how well the Magic Mesh works on their sliding door.
How about that?
I did a good job, right?
So what do you think?
Well, it looks a lot better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Although at the bottom it doesn't seal tightly to the door frame, so technically bugs could get in through the underneath. And the screen itself was a little larger than the door frame, so I actually had to adhere it to the siding, which you're not supposed to do, but it worked.
So how did Keely do?
Keely did all right. Basically, she thought that it was the screen door initially. It was easy to get her out, was hard to get her back in.
Okay, so you've put it to the test. $14.99. Would you buy it?
Probably not.
Why?
Just, I don't know. I mean, it's nice, but I just think it's not worth it. I mean, it did the job, not fully, but I just would rather just close the screen door and know that there's no little holes that anything can get into. So I would opt out of buying this.
There you go. Well, indeed, it does turn out that Brian was right about the bottom of the Magic Mesh. They did have flies and things coming through there, so they took it down. However, Sarah took it to work where they put it up, and they've been using it, and they're perfectly happy with it.
Huh, interesting.
So,
well,
that's
I'm with
something.
Sarah. I like to go in and out of the house too. So I don't know. I think I'd like it. I wonder if Keeley, though, after he took it down, I wonder if she tried to
Still
go
trying to
through the
go through the
screen
middle
door. Who knows?
But
Well,
it seemed to, you know, you'd have to make up your own mind.
yeah. Well, this is the time of year Delmarva is vulnerable to severe summer storms. Now, if your home is damaged during a storm, you might be faced with another potential disaster. Contractors who promise quick repairs for cash up front. We have advice on how to protect yourself from post-storm contractor scams.
A little bit later on, the CBS Summer Series Under the Dome is already being called a hit. Today, we're going to learn more about the characters straight from the pages of Stephen King's best-selling novel. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.